Production of Broad and High is funded in part by the Greater Columbus Arts Council, supporting arts, advancing culture, and connecting the community to artists, events, and classes at columbusmakesart.com.
This time on Broad and High. A Gahanna artist redefines taxidermy for the 21st century.
It's been fun to see them evolve from this flat surface to what now is something that has a personality.
And a Hilliard artist is sowing the seeds of self-sufficiency. This and more right now on Broad and High. Welcome to Broad and High. I'm your host, Kate Quickle, and we're coming to you again from the hallways of the 400 West Rich Art Studios in Franklinton. Our first story tonight takes us to Gahanna, where artist Patrick Wehner is deconstructing nature and then reassembling it to give his work new life. It's kind of like a 21st century version of taxidermy. Check it out.
When I first began to realize that, maybe I could do something with this art, and maybe I really had a voice, and maybe I could really grow this into something that, I could see myself doing for the rest of my life. I did a lot of 2D work that was map pattern based, and I got to the point where it just wasn't exciting for me anymore. I really wanted to start to push it. I wanted to see what I could do. I've always had a love for spirit animals and totems. So why not turn these things that are already basically mapped out for 3D products into these 3D products? And it's been fun to see them evolve from this flat surface to what now is something that has a personality. And it's a little different take on, taxidermy, having something hang on your wall and looking back at you. Normally when I start off a new project, I just start with a simple sketch. Just a simple line drawing, pencil, paper. This kind of gives me an idea of how I want things to break down. It gives me an idea of where things can build up and then be recessed. What it really is for me is a starting point. And from that, I really get a feel of how everything's going to look and the finished piece itself is going to feel. After I finalize the sketch and get it to where I want it to be, and I feel happy with it, I'll take it upstairs, I'll scan it in, and then I'll blow it up to the size I want. I'll bring it back downstairs, do a little cut on them, and then tape them together. And then that really is the basis of where I start. Luckily, my lovely wife had the great idea of doing this leafy sea dragon, which really spoke to me. I really thought that I could really play with it, really build it up, really showcase what I've been trying to do lately. So what I really try to do with the foundation is make something that's going to really help me build up and build out. But I want something that's sturdy and that has some substance that I can put these other pieces on, so they're going to be able to be sturdy. This process usually involves, new wood, 3/4 inch thick, and I usually end up on the scroll saw or the bandsaw cutting most of that out. This really, for me, is where I start to put the personal feel into it. I grew up downstairs in the basement next to my dad's workshop. The smell of sawdust was always in the air. It really feels like home to me. It reminds me of my childhood. The constant hum of the scroll saw or the bandsaw really does make you kind of wash out. And as you're kind of moving along and following this path, and it's kind of childish as it sounds, it's almost like driving a car on like a really windy road. So you're kind of zoned out and you just really get into it, because I know later on there's going to be all this chaos. There's all these pieces that I've had cut out and it's going to be a little hectic, but right now it's just building that foundation and really starting to get that mode, that feeling, that form in there, and it's a really calming process. So I have my base, and now I want to build on top of that. So I go back to that cut guide that I originally had in the beginning, and I really start hacking away, chopping it up and pulling out those little pieces that I did the line work in. So after I do that process, then it's really kind of deciding on, do I want this to be new wood, because it'll be paint later, or maps later, or do I want to do reclaimed wood? Is this a part where texture will work very well? That gives it a personality. Now I need to give it some attitude, a mood. So I really kind of pick my color scheme accordingly. With the Leafy Sea Dragon, I wanted something that was going to read underwater. I was going to something aquamarine with a little bit of brown leafiness in there. So what I use is aerosol spray paint and then acrylic. The reason I use spray paint is it really gives it a soft, textured look, and it's easy to paint on top of. And I really just like the fact that I can go and grab a can of the color I want, be done, and keep moving on. As far as the other paint, I just use acrylic, and it really helps frame each piece. So this is when I turn the music off, this is when I get real quiet, and then I get the paint out and I start, lining everything. And my goal is to frame each piece in a way where it's an individual canvas. So the piece as a whole is 70-something canvases put together. So while I'm doing the line work, I'm kind of thinking about my past, my future, my wife, my kids, what I need to make for dinner, so all that stuff is going through me into the piece. I think me thinking about my personal issues, my problems, my hopes, my dreams, my aspirations is somehow seeping into that line work and that wood and then transferring into the viewer. Now it's time for construction. And this for me is the most vulnerable part. You've worked so hard, you've spent all this time making all these individual pieces perfect, and then you have to hope that they go together. And as I've learned, best laid plans go out the window really quick in this scenario, and you hope for the best. Hopefully at this point I have measured properly, I've cut everything, and sometimes you do have that random piece. Like when you get your IKEA furniture and you put it together and you have that one last piece that you have left over and you're like, I don't know where this goes. So like I said, nothing ever works to plan, but you kind of roll with it, and then at the end of the day, it is what it is. Mistakes happen, and they also become part of the piece. So everything's constructed, protected, and still missing something. So this is when I go for the eyeballs. I have a little cachet, a little tin that I open, and I'll find the perfect piece. And when I put that in, it's staring back at you. You feel its soul, you feel like it's finally complete. And then you step back, you take a look at it, and you see what you started with that simple line drawing. It's an amazing feeling when it comes out the way you want it. And that's something that is very true and dear to me, and it's very hard to say goodbye. Every piece I do, I fall in love with. Every piece I give away, I hate seeing go, but I know that it's making somebody else just as happy as it made me, and that's a very good feeling.
You can see more of Patrick's work on Facebook and Instagram. Follow him at Painted Patchwork. And now let's cut across to the other side of town. Over in Hilliard, Jamie Heavener believes sewing is growing. She takes her craft, namely her sewing cart, on the road to remind us that some skills can last a lifetime and shouldn't necessarily be relegated to home ec classes.
I'm Jamie Heavener, and I grew up in Columbus.
So I'm going to get you started.
Do I backstitch it on your side?
The first time I learned to sew, I was playing outside, and I had gotten a little hole in the knee of my pants. And my mom was working a night shift. She used to work at Federal Glass. And my dad was there, and I was going to throw the pants away. And he said, "No, you're not going to throw the pants away. I'm going to show you how to hand sew a patch." And so I did that, and it gave me a feeling of empowerment somehow. When I went to college, I wanted to be an art educator, and I fell in love with textile art. I just loved making like fabric sculptures and dyeing fabrics and things like that. It kind of fell off the way when I had my daughter, and I kind of got back into it again through decorating for my house. I really like making home decor, and lately I've been really getting into making my own clothing. Sewcart is a business that it's sort of like a bookmobile, only it's sewing lessons. And it's really fun. I always have a sewing machine or two in my trunk. My students are kids and started about age 8 and then up. And they're people who don't know how to sew and they would like to learn how to use their sewing machine.
First thing we're going to do is cut the fabric. Let's see, this is yours.
The biggest thing I want them to learn from the first lesson is that it's not scary. Like I want them to want to sew again.
And then I'll tell you when to stop, okay? I'll tell you in just a couple seconds. 1, 2, 3, stop. Good. Raise your lever. Do you remember where the lever was? Good. And swing your fabric toward you.
It's empowering because when you make things for yourself, you feel like it's customized to exactly what you want. And so being able to sew and customize things it's very nice. You just feel really good about yourself and you can show the world that you have creativity and talent. And that's what I love doing, helping people find out about themselves.
If I hit the U, that's the backwards.
That's faster.
There's so many things that sewing does for you. It helps you incorporate math and algebra, and you learn to plan. You learn, financially how to budget for making things, and you learn about the good that the material, how good the materials are. It was nice because it kind of came full circle. I got to teach my first dream. If you just keep pushing, keep following what you love to do, finally big doors will open for you. So I feel pretty thankful.
You can often find Jamie teaching classes at So to Speak or at the Hilliard Community Center. See a full list of her course offerings as well as her free sewing tips and tutorials at sewcart.com. This next story comes to us from an art studio in Milwaukee, where instead of paintbrushes, there are simply extreme volumes of sound. Emmanuel Fritz and Colin Shipper have found the perfect way to make their paint dance on the canvas by using the power of music. It's all about that bass, about that bass.
No trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble.
People don't think about the fact that sound has a shape at all, and it does, and this really makes you think about that. And so it can be very shocking to walk into the room and there's, paint dancing. My name is Emmanuel Fritz, and I'm an artist.
My name is Colin Skipper. I'm a pseudo-acoustical engineer and an artist. My art mainly focuses on how sound and the tactile world interact with each other, focusing a lot on the use of technology.
A lot of what I focus on with my artwork is light. Honestly, how light is being used in the material, just energy flows and things like that, which is, I think, how our two worlds kind of mesh together so well. There was one day that we came across these videos of cymatics, and we saw how sound affects the physical world in these very measurable ways. We were thinking, how can we take it from a scientific study, and turn it into art? How can we start making paintings and sculptures and capturing sound in different ways?
Which is around the time we started looking more into why on earth is this happening, because it was perfectly repeatable. As I played the piece, we had the same shapes happening, and it was amazing because the second that tone stopped, instead of it rippling out or anything like that, we were watching this pool of water just completely go flat again and just go back to null. First, it was mostly about studies on these very specific frequencies and shapes and what we could do with that, which has since evolved quite a bit.
Bass Structures, The Mark of Sound is a multidimensional art, music, and science experience. You hear music and you see paint just flying up in the air and working with the music. As different beats hit or different frequencies are pulsing through the canvas.
We keep playing with the paint, adding and trying to manipulate that medium. So we go from these very explosive reactions more to a sculptural form that starts to take shape as the paint is actually filling in the pockets in the sound waves. So it's this very evolving sculpture. We were typically more interested in the process itself than the end result. Watching this painting take shape that we didn't have to touch. We're controlling it, but we're not physically touching it anymore. How many people are really going to be interested in a 40 hertz waveform? I am, but that's not normal.
You know, all the engineers in the room are.
Yes, yes. To try to get it to something that is more relatable to a broader audience, we started bringing in more musical elements.
We have Caleb Anderson, who's come on to help a lot with the music, to have something that's really danceable. Caleb really let us loosen up and jive with it a little bit. We're really interested in how the way that you put notes together changes not only the painting, but the way that the painting is moving. We also have Mike Lockerman, who's our director of photography, helping us document everything as we're going along. Taking pictures of our pieces and video of the work as it's happening. The tall one there we like to call Dr. Ig. It's a low frequency system, so when there's bass and other low frequencies, it'll move more. The newest is that little one right there. It's fresh off the presses. This is actually the first time that it'll be performing outside of the studio.
We use a lot of synthesizers. One of the reasons for that is that we can absolutely completely shape the waveform. By being able to tweak just the minutest little elements of the actual wave shape, I can really manipulate that. So we're playing with small little synthesizers and sequencers, and then also using turntables to bring in some samples and manipulation.
So we started by saying that the piece is done when the paint stops moving. When we can turn it off and it's not going to change at all. The paint dries and kind of settles, and then there's some really interesting things that have come out of there.
You need a lot of power in order to get these higher frequencies, but also as the paint's drying, you need more power to continue moving it. And so there are occasions where the painting is done when we run out of watts, or ability to continue increasing volume. And it's become this very jazz conversation that we have with the painting.
Art offers a really unique place to grow, to take something that you know and try to turn it up on its head. And that, for me, is a really important part of innovation.
As much as we are amazed by these phenomena, we want to understand them. And with understanding them, you can go further and manipulate more. With this, we're trying to use sound as our brush, so we want to be able to control it in some way, and so understanding the technology is important in order to understand the tools and how to use it.
It seems to reach people in a lot of different ways.
All we're really looking to do is create intrigue and create excitement.
You can watch more videos of their paint and sound explosions by following Bass Structures on Vimeo. Finally today, we're going to go behind the lens and inside the studio of photographer Susie Taylor to find out how she creates her ethereal images.
My relationship with the camera, it's more than just a thing. It represents a lot to me. Ready, 1, 2, 3, go. It allows you to create anything. It allows you to express anything. It can be raw and it can be honest, but it can also become anything you want it to be. It can be a fantasy. The red one, just kind of have it fanned out. We're gonna have a little bit of fun with throwing hair around, throwing fabric around. The models might hate me a little bit because muscles are gonna be hurting. We're gonna have to make this look as realistic as possible. 1, 2, 3. It's not gonna look like much right now. The magic of Photoshop will come in and we'll create a whole different scene. Pretty much all of us have probably gone through moments where bad things are happening in our lives, right? And we know it'll get better eventually, right? We know if we're having a bad day, we know tomorrow's gonna be better, but we force it. So this particular image, we've got a guy, he's got a rope, it's wrapped around the moon, right? He's trying to pull that across the sky. I wanted a whole series to show, and we've named it Dark Places. When we say dark places, hold it, we're talking about physical places, like places that are scary and dark, emotionally dark places, depression, anxiety, fear, things that we've all experienced in our lives. I use the fantasy and the surreal images that I create to kind of tell a story, and it may be based on something very real, but presented in a way that's very tangible, very, it's easier to digest for people. I used to be in finance, I was academic, and in the recession I'd lost everything. And then I had a baby, and then I didn't know who I was anymore. And one day, my husband had seen, I guess, my love of photography from a distance. You know, I appreciated it in other people, but I never thought that I was capable. You're gonna have to go another step. We didn't have, you know, money to rub together, and he went and sold all his guitars, and he turned up one Christmas with this camera. If it makes you feel better, you can kind of straddle the ladder. Anytime I'm really fighting with something, I've always internalized, and this is the only thing in my life I've ever found. It allows me to get that out, because then that'll bring the ceiling down a little bit too. My motivation behind this series is a very personal one. I mean, I've personally struggled with depression, anxiety myself, most of my life. And as much as I want to help other people, this is also therapy for me. Some of the stuff looked really pretty, maybe in some capacities, but when it comes to editing, I'm really going to focus on darkening it down a little bit, bringing the emphasis on the things that are important in the shot. So it's very important to me to have an idea of the end product while I'm creating. I'm putting a lot of myself in all of these pieces, and so I hope some of that shines through.
That's our show. You can find all of our stories at WOSU.org, and be sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're taking you out today with the sounds of Tom Harker, known here in Central Ohio as the Ukulele Man. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here next week on Broad and High.
I'm so glad she calls me down, but I'm a little boy sitting down by the river. Really is a joy. Oh, sitting down by the Mississippi River, holding her little hand. Oh, down with her that she's my girl. Listen to her tell me I'm her man. I'm so happy she calls me happy, but she's my honey child. Sitting down by the river really drives me wild.
Well, we're here at Upper Falls in the Old Man's Cave region of Hocking Hills. Hocking Hills is really a magical place. You hear a lot of people say, oh, Ohio, it's boring, it's flat, there's no pretty landscape, no mountains, no oceans. Well, there's no mountains or oceans, but we do have beautiful landscapes, and I think Hocking Hills is the nicest in the state. When you get down there at the right time, it's it's gorgeous. We got a decent amount of water coming over the falls today. I've set up a shot here that I kind of like because the hemlock branches are framing the falls nicely. Hopefully we'll end up with an image that's one that isn't seen every day. I started my career in the advertising business and worked in that for 16 years and picked up photography as a hobby along the way. And so I slowly made a transition over the course of a couple years from the advertising agency business to photography, and really never looked back. I usually go to Colorado every fall. It's probably my favorite place to photograph. I just love it out there. One of my favorite subjects to photograph are aspen trees. There's just so much personality to them, the trunks, the leaves, the way they change, the way they look in the spring, the way they look in the fall, the way they look in the summer. Plus it's just great to be out there in the mountain air with them. When you get out there in nature, it's great to get away from the hustle and bustle. I find it's a very invigorating way to kind of recharge the battery, so to speak, and give me a creative spark in my commercial work.
Catch Columbus at its creative best on Broad and High, Thursday nights at 8 o'clock on WOSU TV.
Production of Broad and High is funded in part by the Greater Columbus Arts Council, supporting arts, advancing culture, and connecting the community to artists, events, and classes at columbusmakesart.com.